Here there be spoilers, proceed with caution. It should surprise no one that I'm doing another tier list for Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair. I loved doing the first one, and you know I love these characters, and I gotta do a second one. This is my usual tier list. We got S through D, except I qualify them, love them, a fave, pretty rad, solid, whatever, and trash, just to make it easier for me. And this is usually like my attitude regarding characters in fiction anyway. So without further ado, let's jump into Goodbye Despair. The first one is Sonia Nevermind. Like, come on. Like, she's literally my girlfriend. Like, I don't even know how to do anything else. Usami, or Monomi in this case. Oh my god, wait, the game actually, the tier list actually did this. Okay, great. I'm glad they have a picture for both, because I actually really like Usami. And Monomi is just, you know, she derivative. So, I'm like whatever towards Monomi. You know what, she's solid. Because honestly, I really just feel bad for her the entire game. I never really doubted her. I never really mistrusted her. And by the end of the whole thing, I just feel bad for her. Because all she wants is her magic stick. Oh, by the way, if you haven't seen me play Goodbye Despair, also there's going to be tons of spoilers, so make sure to check out my playthrough, which is going to be up there somewhere. Now, I might as well do this while I'm thinking about it. Usami herself is pretty rad. I really like her. I think she's a cool addition to the cast, and she was the new Monokuma, you know, like, I think that was cool. Kazuichi Soda sucks, but I'm gonna give him whatever. Like, yeah, I'm a little biased, especially because he's been simping after my gal, but you know, he's cool. Actually, I'm gonna put him in solid because I really like his design. And honestly, he's not a bad character. He's a very typical Danganronpa character. He gets worse as the game progresses, but honestly, like, as the game starts, he's pretty chill. I can see myself hanging out with him. Again, I'd probably keep my relationship with Sonia a secret, but that's neither here nor there. Neko Maru Nidai. I'm specifically gonna pick this version of him. First, I think he's solid. I think he's great. Again, the shit humor is not really my bag, so he's not like my favorite. But he's cool. And you know what? Mekamaru, I'm gonna rank the same because I consider them the same character. I appreciate that the tier list had him separate, but he's the same dude. He's a good guy. He's solid. Peko Yama. Is that her name? Peko. Anyway, Peko. I'm kind of whatever about her. You think, like, I'm a fencer, I love swords, she is sword. I'm sort of unimpressed by her. She's like, yeah, she's whatever. Cool character, cool concept, interesting lines, interesting situation, but yeah. Fuyuhiko Kuzuryu. I like Fuyuhiko. He's pretty rad. Especially, like, he goes on such an arc throughout the entire game. And at the end of the day, he's just fun. Every time he shows up. At the beginning, when he sucks, he's fun. And towards the middle, when he's being humble, it's fun. And towards the end, when he's, like, really level-headed and a contributing member to the team, he's super fun. So, yeah, he's rad. Gundam Tanaka! I love Gundam. Actually, I didn't even give him enough credit while I was going through the game, but in hindsight, as I've seen other people play the game and gone through it myself, like, you know, just thinking about it, he's probably, like, among my favorite characters. He's great. Hajime. Well, hello, Hajime. Let's see. He's like budget Makoto, right? I want to say he's solid. I would put him in whatever, but the fact that his alter ego, who is on this list, his alter ego exists, making him a more interesting character. So I would say he's solid. But he's very derivative of Makoto. Like, he feels like a Makoto clone, which does detract from his points. Okay, what's her face? What's her name? I'm literally drawing a blank on this girl's name. Hiyoko Seonji, yeah. She sucks. I hate Hiyoko. I know people who've done her free time events like her. First of all, I haven't done her free time events. And second of all, her free time events aren't gonna make me like her because she sucks. She's literally completely toxic. So she sucks, and she gets trashed here. Ibuki, on the other hand, hello, welcome to the Love 'em. Welcome to S tier. I loved Ibuki. Loved her. And god damn it, why would they do that to me? I swear to god, if they gave Sonya the same treatment, ugh, I would have been heartbroken completely by the end of that. Alright, we got, what was his name? Izuru? Something. I know his name is complex. Anyway, Izuru here, Mr. Weirdo, amalgam of all talents. I never got to know you. So you kind of suck. You're honestly kind of trash. But I like your design and I like your concept, so you get whatever. But you needed more screen time, my dude. I would have loved to have seen more about that. If we saw more of him and like the duality of Hajime, that would have been dope. Nagito. Nagito, Kamaeda. Literally my favorite character in the game. And that is like... He's the Pope of Hope. What else can I say? He's just the best. And the worst. And God, I hate this man. But you can't help but love him. He's just ridiculous. Mahiru Koizumi. She's whatever. She would actually be trash because she's like just really annoying. But honestly, I would say I like her just as much as these two. Yeah, Hyoko belongs in trash. Monokuma. Hello, everyone. Hi, Hajime. Hi, Hajime. Hi, Hajime. Let's see. I love Monokuma. He's the best. But in this game, like, in Trigger, he's actually, like, my favorite character, Monokuma. I want to say. I mean, there's also my issues. God, I have a lot of issues with that game. Do I like Monokuma more than Nagito? No. These two together, that one scene with them in Jabberwock Park is amazing. So, I would say I like Monokuma more than Sonya. Because Sonya's just like, she's my girl in that game, so. And Ibuki kind of also is too. But I like Sonya more than Ibuki. And I like Gundam, I think, more than Ibuki too. Nagito I love more than these three for sure, and Monokuma I think I definitely love. These two are kind of neck and neck, honestly. I love Monokuma, everything that comes out of his mouth, and I love everything that comes out of Nagito's mouth. Chucky, I didn't really care. I know everyone and their mother loves Chiaki, except me. Akane's solid. I really like Akane. She's dope. This is a weird tier list. A lot of characters are solid here, where I think only two. I only had two solid characters in whatchamacallit, Trigger. And the rest were in pretty rad or whatever. In this, it's more split between solid and whatever, and few characters are pretty rad. Speaking of, Teruteru is not pretty rad, he's trash. I do not like Teruteru. He is one note and boring, and honestly, his absence, I think, made Kazuichi worse, so I really don't like you. Alright, Mikan, my dear sweet Pecan. She's cool. Is she pretty rad? Do I like her more than these characters? No. I don't like her more than Akane. Is Akane pretty rad? She's probably the best of solid, I would say. And I like Akane more than Monomi. I would say I like Hajime more than Kazuichi. Monomi probably less than you two. Nekomaru's cool though. Yeah. You know what? I'll put Monomi between the two Nekomarus. And then Byakuya Togami / Ultimate Imposter. I wish we got to spend more time with you. But your idea and concept is really cool, so I'm gonna put you in a solid. I'm gonna put Akane in pretty rad, honestly. Yeah, she's... Of these characters, I think she's above all of them. So I'd put her in pretty rad. Solid for Ultimate Imposter. Again, his concept is more intriguing than anything else. And we didn't get to spend enough time with him. There is a character that is in the game that is not in this tier list. So I'm just gonna go with these, but y'all know where that character would be anyway. So if you saw the first one. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But I think this was fun. This is pretty good. Again, just to, like, you know, talk a little bit more, because I know we all love talking about Danganronpa characters. Let's say I was in this situation. I knew these characters all in real life. How would this go? I would love Tero's food. I would think he's an absolute shit stain of a human being after hearing him talk about people that I enjoy very much. Hiyoko, I would absolutely hear her open her mouth once and want to punch her in the face. Chiaki, we could get along. I wouldn't really like hanging out with her so much because all she is a gamer. And as much as I love my fellow gamers, hey, I need to relate to people who have more going on than just that. Technically, she does have more going on than just that, but it's not anything that I'd really connect with, if you know what I mean. So, Mahiru, we'd get along. She would annoy me, though. I have coworkers that are actually exactly like Mahiru, who I get along with. But every so often, they'll say some things that I'm like, okay, let's calm down a little bit. So I think we'd be really good acquaintances, not very close friends. This guy would probably want me dead. I'm a jack of all trades, master of none, so I would be considered talentless to him. Peko, we'd get along because we're both sword people. I would respect the hell out of her. We wouldn't, like, go out on weekends, though, or anything like that. We would just train together and, like, talk about martial spirituality. Nekamaru, I would probably seek advice from a lot in terms of physical training, and we'd get along well, but I think it'd be a very one-sided friendship, where I just, like, want to know things that he knows, and I don't think he would want to know anything that I know. Maybe he would, who knows? But we would definitely get beers and talk about, you know, training methods. I wouldn't talk to him about sports because I'm not a sports baller, but yeah, I digress. Manami, I would actually, like, sympathize with her pretty hardcore, and I'd probably just talk to her a lot because no one else seems to trust her. I'd probably be the only one that trusts her. Kazuishi, again, I think we would be buds. Again, I would probably not tell him that I'm dating the love of his life, but that's the way the cookie crumbles, my friend. I'm sorry. Hajime, we'd get along. We'd be chill. I'd get along with him as well as I'd get along with Makoto. I think. I know his personality is different than Makoto's, but they're similar enough that I think my friendship between the two of them would be very, very similar. Mikan, I would actually adore Mikan. She would be, like, one of my best friends that I would just, like, be cheerleading the whole time and be like, girl, you gotta be more confident. I would literally be the opposite friend to Mikan that Hiyoko is. That makes a lot of sense, I think. That's the best way I can describe that. Ultimate Imposter would just annoy me because he's pretending to be Byakuya, and guess what? I have no frame of reference for anything else he's impersonated, so I have to go with Byakuya. So he'd annoy me because it's Byakuya. Akane, I would... Yeah. I would like Akane. She's cool. We would definitely hang out, though. Like, I would talk about similar things I would talk about with Peko, with Akane, but I feel like because of her spunky attitude, we would actually, like, hang out and stuff. Oh, and we would eat. We would eat a lot. Fihiko would despise me, but I'd think he's cool. And that's about as far as our friendship would go. He would find me annoying because I'm a chatterbox. Pretty rad, yeah. Usami, I'd like Usami. We'd be chill. I'd hang out with her. I'd be like, hey, want a drink? She'd be like, I don't drink, but let's hang out. You know, that kind of thing. Ibuki, I think Ibuki's super cool. Again, we wouldn't be close friends though, because I'm not as much of a music person as she is. And I'd be like, okay, I get it. You love your avant-garde stuff. I'm not into that, but let's go for a run or something. All right, because I think she does that. I think she, like, one of her free time events, she like runs around the perimeter with Hajime of the island. Yeah, that'd be fun. Gundam, I would. I don't know if he'd let me get close to him because he's got to do his whole dramatic Dark Lord thing. Our friendship would literally be me being like, okay, but Gundam, like, how do you feel? Like, how do you genuinely feel? And he'd be like, I feel the darkness flowing through me. Like the dark abyss opening up and swallowing the light of all humanity. And then, like, I'd just be like, but Gundam, how do you feel? It'd be like pulling teeth getting this man to talk about his genuine feelings, but I feel like we could be good friends if he actually would open up and would put the Dark Lord thing away. If he could be vulnerable, we'd be close friends. If he won't, it would never happen. But Sonia, I would actually be really good friends with Sonia. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I have a crush on her, so I think we would get along really well though, because I'm and I do this in real life too, because I know like some models and some actresses and people who like get worshipped basically in their circles, and I don't do that. Like, I'm not wired that way to find people amazing. Like, so I'd be like, oh, you're a princess, that's fascinating, so you must know a lot about politics, I guess. Like, you know, like, I mean, like, I'd be like, man, your life must suck because you have to like do politics all the time. And so, like, I feel like when I meet people like this, I always try to connect with them and, like, you know, meet them at a level where we can meet each other, you know? So I feel like Sonia and I would get along well because I'm just not treating her like a princess, and I would just treat her like a normal person. And I think she would appreciate that, and we would definitely click. Whether we would actually be a good couple, I have no freaking idea. Monokuma, I would hate. I would, again, like, it's just like before. I would probably chuckle under my breath at something he says to someone else, but I would definitely, like, not like him. I'd be like, yeah, this guy is bad news. Nagito. I don't even know what my relationship with Nagito would be like. He'd be like, there's no hope with you at all. You're just a dilettante who likes dabbling in various things to make yourself feel better, even though you don't possess any ultimate talents yourself. That's literally probably what Nagito would say. There's no hope. But the thing is, I'm a really optimistic person. So Nagito would find certain aspects of me very filled with hope. But it's not the hope that I approve of, so it's not a hope that I could connect with. So your hope is invalid. Yeah, I think he would spin it that way, because it's not Nagito approved hope. It's not Pope of Hope mandated hope that I possess. So I'd just make this man mad. Honestly, I would think he's probably as creepy as everyone else thinks he's creepy. I'd be like, man, you're a wild child, and I know you're bad news. But if you were fictional, I'd find you really amusing, because guess what? He's fictional, and I find him really amusing. I probably would not like him in real life. So, without further ado, I think that's the way I'm gonna end it here. That's me talking about the Danganronpa. Goodbye to spare characters and how I feel about them. Let me know if you agree or disagree. I'm sure there are some strong disagrees and strong agrees in this one. So, make sure to like this video if you like this video, subscribe if you haven't, smack the bell so you never miss a thing, consider supporting me on Patreon. Thank you, fill in the blanks for supporting me on Patreon, and I'll see you all in my next video. For now, this is Dave out. Peace out. Later.